Hi guys, welcome to my channel Code and Learn again. So in this video we will learn what is patterns in Java. So as you know, the patterns can be formed in Java, or we can display various types of patterns in Java using loops. Okay. So I think all of you know what is loop is actually. So loop is a set of repetitive statements with a starting and ending point. That means in some time the loop will stop executing and it will go out. Until then the loop will execute a number of times. That is basically the concept of loop. Okay. So in this video, we'll see how to draw patterns in Java. Okay. So first, we'll see the star pattern. Okay. Now in this star pattern, as you can see, this is called triangle pattern. So in this pattern, you can see how many number of rows are there. So rows are pointed with the blue lines, as you can see. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are there. And see how many columns are there. So as you can see, the columns in this pattern, first there is only 1, then there is only 2. So the columns are in increasing order. That means with every row the column get increased. So let's see how to solve this pattern in a much more refined way. Now in case of patterns, we represent the row with I and we represent the column with j. So for the value of I equal to 1, that means the first row, the column is only 1. That means the star gets printed only once. For the value of I equal to 2, the loop will execute 1 to 2, that means 2 times. For value of I equal to 3, the loop will execute 1 to 3, that means 3 times. So this will go on up to row number 5. For that means for row number 5 or I equal to 5, loop will execute 1 to 5. Now on the right side, as you can see, there is a pattern following. That means all the patterns or the inner loops are basically going from 1 is fixed and there is a number of times that the loop will execute. So for the first time it will be 1 to 1, then 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So in the right side, as you can see, so every time the loop will start with 1, but every time the loop will ends with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Actually it is a value of I. Now let's see how we can form this pattern. Okay. So for I equal to 1, I less than equals to how many number of rows are there? 5. So here I am writing rows. Okay. Then I plus plus, that means the rows are increasing in 1 by 1. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Now next is our inner loop. Now inner loop is actually the loop that will execute the stars over here. So here, as I told you before, the loop will start with 1 and it ends with I. That is the value of I. Now while the value of I increases, so inner loop will increase as well. That means first the variable is I equal to 1, so inner loop will execute once. When the value of I equal to 2, the inner loop will be executed twice. Now every time, what is the inner loop's operation? Every time when the loop is rotating, it will print 1 star for you. So how to print the star over here? So system.out.print, not println. Now there's a difference between print and println functions. Print function will print all of your elements in the single line or same line, whereas println will print all of your elements in separate lines. So that is the basic difference between print and println. So here I am writing system.out.print and inside the bracket we can put the star in double quotes. So in case of system.out.print, as you know, it will print the string. So put the string, we need to have the double quotes around it. So after that, the inner code operations or inner loop operations is over. Now every time, as you can see, when the star is printing for the first time, then it will move back to the next line. So how to put the next line? So the command is system.out.println. So you need to put a println statement for that. So this is how we can print a triangle pattern in Java. So okay, now let's see how to do it in BlueJ as well. So first of all, we make a new class. Okay, so class name is here I'm giving the class name as pattern1. Okay, so after creating the class, you know what to do. Okay, so first of all, remove everything, all the regenerate codes, and only keep the public class pattern one, that is our class name. So then we need to include our main method. So publish static void main string address. Inside that we will declare our variables. So we have two loop variables I and j, and one is our for the rows. Okay. Now here we can take the rows variables, or you can put the directly value of 5 into the loop or outer loop. Okay. So here, as I told you before, the outer loop will be going from row number 1 to number of rows appeared. Here I am putting I equal to 1, I less than equals to rows. So here you can substitute rows with 5 also, and then I plus plus. Now for the inner loop we will write for j equal to 1, j less than equals to I and j plus plus. As I told you before, the value of j will go up to I. So put the up to sign, you have to use the less than equal to sign over here. And inside the inner loop, that will print the stars. What you have to write, system.out.print inside the double quote star symbol. Okay, and then for the new line, what is the code, system.out.println. So that will print the next iteration in the new line. Okay, so now compile and run. Let's see how our pattern looks like. So this is our final pattern. So okay, now let's see how to print the reverse triangle pattern in the BlueGeo as well. So similarly, we'll make another class. Here I'm giving the class name as reverse pattern. So public class reverse pattern, and we'll do the same thing over again. So public static void main string address will initialize the same variables int I, j, and row equal to 5 as well here. But in this case, the outer loop will move from first the value of I will be set to 5, or here the number of rows, and it will go to row number 1. So I greater than equal to 1, and it will be a reverse iteration or reverse loop. Okay, so for reverse iteration or reverse operation, the system is I minus minus. So instead of incrementing, it will decrement one by one. Okay, so inside that we'll include our nested for loop. Nested for loop will go to the same as in the previous pattern. As you can see, j equal to 1, j less than equals to I, j plus plus. Let's see how the loop will turn out to be. So this is the, after compiling and running, so this is the pattern we'll get. Okay, so that's for the video. Thank you everyone, and bye.